Welcome back, Rock Raiders. This is Slugger, and today we're going to be taking a look at set 31127 Street Racer. Let's push the pedal to the metal. Now, there may be a few astute viewers out there who notice that on the surface, this set has nothing to do with Rock Raiders. Let me assure you that by the end of the video, I think you'll see the same connection I do. The Street Racer was released in 2022 and is a part of the Creator 3-in-1 series, containing instructions for 3 unique vehicles that can be assembled with the 258 pieces. Just like the Rock Monster Truck, this set was also designed by Marin Stipkovic and features some notable elements. These 3 pieces make their dark turquoise debut here. I was especially happy to see 4x6 plates enter production, as this will allow me to update my Rock Raiders Willys Jeep to improve its stability. Oh, I built a Rock Raiders Willys Jeep. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Free instructions in the description if you're interested. In addition to these pieces, veteran fans of Rock Raiders will be pleased to know that the Street Racer also provides us with a modern source of 1x4 tiles and 2x6 plates. There was a time when these pieces were exclusive to Rock Raiders, so it's great to see them appearing once again. I think Marin has shown that he is interested in providing LEGO fans, and particularly Rock Raiders fans, with new pieces to build with. He was kind enough to check out and comment on my previous video for the Rock Monster Truck, and I think there's a fair chance he will be watching this one as well. So, I want to be upfront and honest about something. This is a bit of a Trojan Horse episode. I figured if someone with at least a little power to implement some of these ideas might be watching, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to submit the Rock Raiders fans' dark turquoise wish list. Hopefully Marin will forgive me for sneaking this one into the script. At the top of the list is part 2460. A dark turquoise version of this piece is needed to complete the Tunnel Scout that we see in the Rock Raiders games, but sadly, one has yet to be produced. LEGO still includes this piece in about 40 sets a year, so I think a dark turquoise version is maybe not too far outside the realm of possibility. The second spot on the list is occupied by 4079, or its modern equivalent. Aboard the LMS Explorer, Chief sat in a dark turquoise command chair, which unfortunately never saw full production. Some builders have had to use some workarounds for now, but maybe that'll change. The final piece on this list seems simple enough, but with the way LEGO has become more curvy over the years, it might be tough to justify this one. The piece in question is part 4286, a simple 3x1 slope. It seems innocuous, but this piece would allow die-hard fans of the theme to recreate several of the prototype models that LEGO designed in the late 90s. There are, of course, many other turquoise elements we would love to see, but these are the big 3 that would make a real difference to Rock Raider fans. Anyways, let's get back to the set at hand. The Street Racer utilizes a unique color scheme of dark turquoise, light aqua, red, and black. I think Jang said it best with,
the color scheme is probably going to be rather polarizing for a lot of folks.
This is surely an ambitious palette, and it isn't going to work for some people. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people. Seeing one of my favorite LEGO colors paired with one of my least favorite LEGO colors isn't doing any favors for me. So, in true Slugger fashion, let's try swapping one out. I took some inspiration from my experience washing Ice Planet and Rock Raiders pieces together in the same batch. With the 2 themes intermingled like that, I grew to appreciate the look of dark turquoise and blue together, so I decided to try that here. By replacing the light aqua pieces with blue, it alters what was the vibrant striping to become more subtle, actually making dark turquoise the brighter of the 2. I think this would have looked even better if I had replaced the red pieces with white, but this video is taking long enough to produce as is. When we compare... Yes, I bought 2 of them. When we compare the 2 together, we can see the hues really change the character of the car. I think my preference is leaning towards the blue striping, but it's not as cut and dry as that. There are definitely angles where I think the original looks great too. Looking past the colors and regarding the build now, it really reminds me of the Rock Monster Truck with its stability and toyish appearance. I really dig it. You might be able to tell from looking at it that minifigures are going to be swimming in this thing, but what you may not realize is that the Street Racer is actually great for Fabuland. Maybe Marin can correct me if I'm wrong, but I highly doubt that Fabuland scale design was one of his top priorities when creating the Street Racer. The playful proportions of both the car and the figures leads to a natural pairing in my eyes. I think Marin just forgot to add a little bit of extra height to the roof so the driver could fit their horns inside. Oh well, next time. As mentioned earlier, this is a 3-in-1 model, meaning that there are still 2 other builds to go through. Seeing as I already bought the pieces, we might as well look at the remaining builds with my alternate color scheme as well. The second build that we're going to look at is this Formula 1 race car. It's quite the feat of engineering that this model flips the color distribution on its head, completely masking what was the primary color. Because of its reallocated use of dark turquoise as an accent color, we can see far more of a difference between these 2 models. I can't help but wonder how excellent this build would look if the blue or light aqua was replaced with something like yellow or bright light orange. I don't want to wait another 3 months for a second Bricklink order though, so we're gonna have to just imagine. More than anything, the construction of this alternate build is solid, which seems to be an ongoing trend in the cars that Marin designs. Unfortunately, the seat is slightly too small for Fabuland figures, docking a full point from this set's final score.
Aww.
Minifigure fans may rejoice, however, as the F1 racer comfortably seats a driver, even if a little out of scale. All in all, this is a more than worthy alternate build. Let's see how the last one stacks up. As is tradition with 3-in-1 sets, the third build, or C model, is the one that suffers the most for the other 2. In the case of the hot rod you see before you, this sacrifice takes the form of a large pile of leftover pieces. I was actually shocked when the instruction booklet asked me to attach the wheels, as I felt that I was only 2/3 of the way done building. Nope. Turns out that's it. For being a C model, this one is still fairly nice. Gone is the light aqua color that I revile, but in its place is a more direct juxtaposition between the dark turquoise and red pieces. Maybe if I had replaced the red with white I would be into this, but as is, I think this vehicle might turn some heads for the wrong reasons. Garish colors aside, there are still a few design choices here I quite like. The contours and angles create a shapely and appealing design, making good of the few pieces it does use. This final hot rod really shows the magic trick that the Street Racer is able to pull off. All of the 3 models have a truly distinct color ratio to each other, so much so that you'd almost think they were adding new pieces into the mix between builds. The way the set is able to do this so effectively comes down to the overall lack of multicolored filler bricks that often clutter modern set interiors. This gives the Street Racer a balanced retro vibe, sort of a callback for builders who prefer sets with only a handful of colors, while not being as obtuse as those designs so often were. In the end, I think the Street Racer is a big win for car fans, 3-in-1 fans, Fabuland fans, and of course, Rock Raiders fans, all for different reasons. Even though the stock color scheme didn't jive with me, I still found the set rewarding and fun. I almost wish there were dedicated color packs for this set, like there were for the My Own Train series from long ago. If you want to try your own hand at changing up the colors, here are the pieces you'll need to supplement. I'd love to see your creations and would feature any in an update video. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've been your host, RR Slugger, and I'll see you next time for some more high adventure, deep underground.